All right, let's get straight into it. Today, we're breaking down a philosophy of pretty radical self-improvement. It's called war mode. And yeah, it's intense, it's direct, and it's all built around one central, powerful idea that's designed to challenge pretty much everything you think about getting things done.
And boom, there it is. The core of the entire philosophy, right there. You see, the argument is that the biggest, most important battles you're ever going to fight, they're not out there in the world. They're right inside your own head. This is a war against your own complacency, your own justifications, and that little voice that's always telling you to take the easy way out. This is all about conquering yourself.
So this philosophy sees modern life as a kind of trap. The idea is that our world, with all its comfort and convenience, isn't actually making us stronger. It's doing the opposite. It's actively creating weakness, a state it just bluntly calls softness. And the real question is, have you fallen into that trap?
What's so interesting here is that this way of thinking sees absolutely no middle ground. There's no such thing as just coasting. Every single day, every choice you make, it's a step in one of two directions. You're either honing your edge or you're letting it get dull. It really forces you to take a hard look in the mirror and ask, which way am I actually heading right now?
So, what are the weapons this internal enemy is using against you? Well, according to the text, it's the stuff you barely even think about. That mindless scrolling on your phone, the constant hunt for an easy pleasure hit, always refusing to leave your comfort zone, and of course the endless list of excuses we all make. The book calls this whole path a kind of slow suicide. Kind of harsh, but it makes you think, right? Now this is the crucial part. Weakness isn't some permanent state of being. It's not who you are. It's the result of the choices you make over and over again. And what that means is you also have the power to, well, kill that version of yourself and build something new, something stronger, starting today.
This slide just lays out the difference perfectly. On the left, you've got the language of delay, of justification, what the book pretty bluntly calls loser talk, I'll start Monday. Then on the right, you have the actions of real strength. And notice, it's not defined by feelings, but by pure execution, especially when it's the last thing you want to do. Which side of this chart are you living on most days?
This is the unfiltered diagnosis, straight from the source material. It's not supposed to feel good, it's designed to be a wake-up call. The argument is that our entire environment is basically engineered to make us soft, and you have to consciously, actively fight against that pull every single day.
Okay, let's get into one of the absolute pillars of this whole philosophy, the battle between discipline and motivation. The book argues that waiting around for motivation is a losing strategy. Why? Well, because motivation is flaky. It's like a guest that only shows up when it feels like it. Discipline, on the other hand, discipline is a soldier.
And here's that definition in all its raw glory. Discipline isn't about feeling good or being in the zone. It's about completely detaching your actions from your emotions. It is the raw ability to do what you said you would do, regardless of how you feel. And according to this source, that is the ultimate superpower. This idea right here is meant to create a real sense of urgency. Because this isn't just about you against yourself. It's a competition. While you're sitting around waiting for the perfect moment or for inspiration to strike, someone else, maybe with less natural talent than you, is out there just doing the work, day in, day out, and they're winning because of it. So, if discipline is the weapon, how do you forge it? Well, the book says you need a specific kind of fire. And this brings us to a really counterintuitive idea. Instead of running away from pain and discomfort, the war mode mindset tells you to actually seek it out. Because in this philosophy, pain isn't the problem, it's the pathway to growth. This quote just cuts right through all the noise, doesn't it? Every time you choose the comfortable option over the difficult task, you're basically choosing to stay the same instead of choosing to grow. The logic is really simple. Your muscles only grow when they're challenged, and your character's only forged when it's tested.
So, how do you actually use pain? The book lays out this four-step path. It's not about suffering for no reason. It's about intentionally choosing discomfort, suffering with a clear purpose so you can systematically break down your own weaknesses and replace them with real strength.
The text uses this powerful little story to really drive the point home. You have two brothers. They face the exact same war. The one who lived a life of ease, he shatters under the pressure. But the other brother, the one who chose a harder life, who made discomfort his training ground, he doesn't just survive, he thrives, and he becomes a leader. The question is pretty simple. Which brother are you right now?
All right, let's shift gears now from the internal mindset to external action. The final piece of this philosophy is a huge call to action. Stop consuming and start creating. It's about building your own legacy, not just sitting on the sidelines admiring everyone else's.
This is a really sharp criticism of our modern habit of just passively consuming everything. The source argues that endlessly watching motivational videos or other people's success stories isn't just a waste of time, it actually makes you less, because it turns you from a potential player in the game into just another fan in the stands.
And that brings us to a direct challenge from the book, the Spectator Challenge. This isn't about theory, it's about doing something right now. Unfollow a bunch of those motivational accounts that just give you a temporary high. Unplug from the endless scroll for just 2 days, and create something today. That doesn't mean you have to write a masterpiece. It could mean writing one good email, going for that run you've been putting off, anything. The act of creating is the antidote to consuming. The whole point is to stop being a spectator in your own life and actually get on the field.
I love this one. It's about completely reframing your past. Instead of letting your failures and setbacks be these heavy chains that hold you down, this mindset teaches you to forge them into a weapon. Every mistake, every struggle, it just becomes more fuel for your fire. It becomes part of your legend.
You see, this whole philosophy rejects the idea of a finish line. Success isn't some destination where you finally get to put your feet up and relax. It is a continuous process of leveling up. The moment you think you've arrived, you've already started to lose. The grind is the lifestyle.
And so, here we are, at the final ultimatum. After all the strategies, all the mindset shifts, it all boils down to this one single, stark choice. It's not a suggestion, it's a command. There's no third option here. So what's it going to be?
And this is the final thought we're going to leave you with. It's the ultimate call to action from the war mode philosophy. It's a command to kill your own fear, to kill your own hesitation, and to finally unleash the warrior that's inside. The war is on. Are you ready to fight?